was always the life of the party, but after every party, there's always a mess to clean up. I didn't grow up in a house where I learned much about the Bible or Christ. I remember going to vacation Bible school a few summers, and on occasion, I would go to church with my family, but I never really got what it was all about. At one point in college, I remember I was interested in pursuing religion or faith, but I could never really get to a Sunday morning service. Remember, I was the life of the party. I probably made a lot of decisions I wouldn't make now. Wednesday through Sunday, we were going out, we were drinking, we weren't really studying. So when I was in school to pursue a nursing degree, my priorities weren't really straight. What was really crazy about the whole thing is the darkness that I was living in. It was a darkness that was so deep and dark that I know because of it, I hurt a lot of people along the way. I dated a lot of boys. I was 18 years old when I found out I was pregnant. I knew that I wasn't in a position where I could have a child because I was just a kid myself and I really didn't have my priorities straight. So after a lot of thought and kind of trying to weigh my options, I made the decision to have an abortion. That was one of the most difficult decisions I've had to make. And it's something that still haunts me to this day. And I just remember laying on the table and thinking, are you sure you want to do this? Is this really what you want to do? And it was at that moment where I was like, this isn't what I want, but it was too late. It took a long time for me to get over that and truly forgive myself. I don't think I forgave myself until I believed in the grace of God and that He forgives us and loves us unconditionally. I remember getting off work and I'm like, it's a Sunday morning. Church had always been a place in the past where I was able to pull some sort of strength, and maybe I didn't necessarily believe or wasn't really sure what it was all about, but I always left feeling a little stronger and a little more together, and I felt like I really needed something. The people were so welcoming at JCC, and it was such a great service that I came to that I kept coming back. I felt that the church was so diverse, and there were people from all different backgrounds that they really couldn't judge, and that everyone's experienced something. And I think it was just the kindness of those around me that kept me coming back. I remember Dr. Bob doing a series, the summer school series, and he talks about the highs and lows, and we really find Christ when we're in the lows. And I was at a really low point in July, and it was then that I made the decision to be baptized. It was through prayer and constant faith in God that I knew I'd get through whatever it was I was going through. And at that moment, I made the decision within myself to commit my life to Christ. So over the next few months, I spent a lot of time in Scripture, and I really wanted to understand the story of Christ before I made the outward commitment. And then it was the day of my baptism. It was one of the coolest days ever. My parents were there, my best friends were there, and everyone was so supportive. I was standing in line waiting to be baptized, and Amazing Grace was playing, and that song will just forever stay with me, because I don't feel that there was a more appropriate song that could have played when I was being baptized. God took this mess, this disaster, a person who was broken and so lost and confused, and He's helped me build up into this strong woman that I've become. One of the coolest parts is that now I feel like in my work, I live for Christ every day. He's given me the tools I need to help people through their own messes as a nurse and build relationships and work with them in some of their lowest and most hurting times. Learning from my mess, I'm able to help others with theirs. I think looking back on my life, I would describe my old me as empty, confused, lost, hurt, selfish. And since I've accepted Christ and I've started a new life, I am fulfilled, and I'm kind, and I'm loving, and I'm hopeful.